Good morning, dear children. Today we are going to have a quick recap of our chapter number 3, Safety and First Aid. In this chapter, we are going to revise the topics safety from fire and some first aid tips. So let's start it with our first topic, that is safety from fire. As you all know that a fire can be caused due to various reasons. So we need to be very careful while handling fire. Check the electrical wirings regularly. In case of a gas leakage, open all doors and windows. Do not strike a matchstick or do not touch any electrical switches. And you know that a fire can be put out by various methods, like using fire extinguisher or with the help of water. But you must remember that fire caused due to electrical faults or petrol should never be put out using water. Fire extinguisher or sand should be used in such cases. Now we will move on to our next topic, that is first aid tips. You all have learned about first aid in your previous classes also. It is the immediate help given to the injured person before taking him or her to a hospital. Let us now revise some first aid tips. First of all, we will talk about first aid tips for cuts and scratches. Most cuts and scratches heal on their own, but we can give the basic first aid to ease pain and avoid infection. For this, clean the wound with running water and then apply an antiseptic cream and cover it with clean and dry bandage. Next is first aid for fractures. It is very important to not move the fractured part. A cloth sling or a splint should immediately be tied around the fracture, and the person must be rushed to hospital immediately. Now we will talk about the first aid for burns. In case of burns, wash the burnt area under cool running water and then apply an antiseptic cream or a paste of baking soda and then loosely wrap it with a bandage. However, in case of a severe burn, a doctor must be called immediately. Now let's talk about first aid for nosebleeds. For this, make the person sit up with his head tilted upwards. Now, hold and pinch the nose carefully for at least 5 minutes to stop bleeding. Next is first aid for sprains. In case of sprains, make the person sit in a comfortable position and apply an ice pack to the area. The person should be made to rest after putting a bandage on the swollen area to limit movement. Our last topic for today is first aid for animal bites. Animal bites are commonly caused by pets such as cats and dogs. In case of an animal bite, wash the wound with running water and cover it with a clean bandage. For bee stings, apply a paste of baking soda or toothpaste, whereas for wasp stings, apply vinegar or lemon juice. We all know that snake bites can be very deadly if not treated properly. For this, first of all, it is very important to calm the person down. Then, do not allow any movement of the bitten area to avoid the venom from spreading through the body. Position the victim such that the bite lies below the level of the heart. Then, clean the wound with water. Do not apply ice or try to cut the wound to take out venom. After giving the first aid, immediately take the victim to the hospital. So, this was all about some first aid tips. And I hope by now you have understood this chapter very well. Thank you. Have a nice day.